Hello and welcome to this Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Randomizer Nuzlocke. For anyone that may not know what a Randomized Nuzlocke is, very briefly while this cutscene plays. Randomizer means that items and Pokemon, anything that we can obtain in the game is randomized, anything that we pick up from a random person on the street, anything inside of a Pokeball, everything completely randomized and put into random places. The Pokemon themselves are not randomized, their abilities and stats will be the same in typing and stuff, but the Pokemon locations will be very different. And the Nuzlocke means that we can only catch the first Pokemon of that randomized area that we encounter per route. If a Pokemon dies, it is gone forever and can never be brought back. And also, there's a couple of little clauses that I like to include, like shiny clause, so if we do find ourselves a shiny while we are going through, we can still, in fact, go ahead and catch it and use it. And if we encounter a Wobbuffet, Wobbuffet cannot kill our Pokemon. I will not be tricked by Wobbuffets. Wobbuffet clause is in effect. Not that I've ever had to use it, I don't think. I don't think I've ever actually used that clause, so maybe I should scrap it, but I feel like it was such a important clause in so many of my like early runs when I started doing randomizers that I've just always had this urge to include it. Whereas Wobbuffet, at this point, there's 1,000 Pokemon out there. Not in this case in particular. There's 1,000 Pokemon out there. Wobbuffet isn't that much of a problem anymore. It's not as common as when you were playing like a randomized Pokemon Emerald game and it was like a much higher chance of encountering one. But here we are in Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Hello, Professor Birch. This is like a full-on throwback back to the original games, which is beautiful because Pokemon Emerald is my favorite game of all time. Seconded closely by Elden Ring nowadays, and that doesn't have the nostalgia behind it, but Pokemon Emerald is still my favorite because it has a big old chunk of nostalgia pushing it forwards, so it's very hard to take away from that top spot. This remake, very good. I'm very excited to play it. It has been 10 years. Back in my day, it's been 10 years since this remake came out, which was a remake of Ruby and Sapphire, which was like 10 years before that. So it's been a while. Pokemon Emerald is in fact 20 years old. Not to make anyone feel super old that may have clicked on this, hoping for a nice happy day. Apologies, but it's been a while. Thankfully, I managed to get this all working, because for a second there, some of the cutscenes were being a little bit laggy and jittery, but turns out restarting fixes everything. If you are ever in doubt about anything technical, turn it off and on again. It is the classic strategy. Are you a boy or are you a girl? We are going to go with good old Brendan. I'm not going to call him Brendan. We're going to go with Brendan. It's very weird in this game seeing the hat. I was definitely one of the people as a kid that just thought Brendan had white hair, and I didn't even question it. I was just like, yeah, sure, he's just a playable character. Does it matter if his hair color is white? No, it was a hat all along. And I feel betrayed. I almost feel like I would have preferred it if they had made it so he just had white hair in the remake, and just been like, actually, you know what, we know there was like a bunch of media that showed that he had a hat, but we're gonna just completely ignore that and actually just make him have white hair. I do not want to call myself Carlos today. Instead, we're going to call ourselves Glorp. I feel like this is a luckier name that has more power behind it. I feel like rivals and gym leaders will be much more afraid of us if we're called Glorp. If someone comes into your gym and they're like, oh yeah, this is Carlos from Little Root Town, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's just a guy. If someone called Glorp from Little Root Town is challenging your gym, that's a threat, right? You need to call in some like support Pokemon, extra support trainers to try and weaken them down. So we're going into this with an incredibly powerful name. Will we get through this randomizer deathless? No. No, we won't. No, I'm not even going to pretend that's a real thing, but I would like to. It'd be cool, but I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of megas that are going to pop up as we have randomized mega for mega that are going to maybe cause us some issues as we go through. We'll see. There's also just a lot of good Pokemon that we could encounter. That could also cause problems. So, we'll see. But for now, back in Little Root Town, this theme that brings joy to my ears. It's so nice. It's such a nice sound. Glorp, you're here at last. Wasn't it tough riding in the back of the bumpy moving truck all that way? This is Little Root Town. What do you think? It's going to be our new home. I will never set foot back here given 2 minutes from now. So let's not make this place seem super important, okay? I'm not coming back. I'm going to get a Pokemon in like 3 minutes after I set my clock that I will never interact with. And then I'm going off on a journey to see what our starters are going to be. Obviously, everything fully randomized. So we are going to hope for legendaries. not gonna be legendary. I did start up a Pokemon Insurgents run on the side, just in my off time. Now that I don't have to worry about working for the next couple of weeks, I decided I'd play a little bit of Pokemon Insurgents on the side, and my best starter of choice in that run that I started was a Caterpie. So, also, yes, it's 5:36 a.m. Don't worry about that. My sleep schedule is fine. But yeah, let's hope that we get starters that are better than Caterpie. How was Caterpie my best starter? Honestly, I can't remember the other two. I think one of them was a Poliwag, and I went with Caterpie over the Poliwag because it would have, you know, access to Stun Spore and Sleep Powder as a Butterfree, is what I was thinking. Also, the early evolution. So if we do see a Butterfree, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take any Pokemon that is good for capturing the first couple of encounters before we get good Pokeballs, as the most important thing at the start of a run is obviously filling out the team. We'll go ahead and meet our rival. I wish I could, can we name the rival in this game? I actually don't remember. Or is she just May? I feel like she's just May. I don't think we get to name her, right? I don't know if I would want to give you any kind of like powerful name as strong as Glorp or anything. I'm pretty sure you're just May. Oh, you must be Glorp. Move was today, huh? Well, I'm May. Glad to meet you. I kind of wish I could change her name, but also, it's fine. It's fine, but I do kind of wish I could change it. Oh no, I forgot. I was gonna go and help your father go and catch wild Pokemon. Except you ran straight past him. If she leaves the town, he's in danger right over here. She must just ignore him. Maybe they don't have a good family dynamic. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to go ahead and run. I know I've kind of like skipped over a bunch of the text, but I feel like a lot of people watching this have probably played Gen 3 a good bit. And we kind of get the gist of how this game is going to start. But let's see the most important, maybe not the most important, but a very important step in our journey. Let's see our starters. I hope either a really good defensive typing, like Steel type, that'd be huge, or a Pokemon that is good for catching other Pokemon. Either of those things, I'm excited. Our starters are... Okay. Well, one of these seems better than the other two, for sure. Obviously, Lotad, absolute menace, clearly the best choice out of these three. Clink is a Steel type, which is a good defensive typing. However, I don't remember if it gets Thunder Wave by level up. I know it gets a lot of electric moves. It gets Thunder Shock, it gets Charge. I don't know if it gets Thunder Wave. But it's interesting, it's interesting. It is a baby, and it would have to be leveled up quite drastically before it could evolve. I think its final evolution is like level 49, because Gen 5 was a crazy gen. Lotad would need a Water Stone to evolve past level 14. I think Holucha is just the obvious choice. I'm trying to make it seem like the other two are tempting, but I think Holucha is very clearly going to be our choice here. I don't think we got the most balanced starter trio to choose between. I think Holucha is just absolutely what we choose, right? It's technically already fully evolved because it's a single stage Pokemon. Fighting Flying isn't a great defensive typing, but it's fine. I also just haven't used Holucha very much at all, to be honest. Detect, Tackle, Hone Claws, Karate Chop. So we're afraid of ghosts. Understood. Can I see how good you are? Holding an item. Holding a Salac Berry with Unburden. Holy, this thing is going to be speedy as can be. We have lower speed than I thought. I thought Holucha was faster rather than stronger. I thought it was higher in speed, but maybe I'm just thinking of the fact that it normally runs Unburden. Okay, okay. Still, a good start, a good start. I will take Holucha. I will take Holucha. I have no complaints about this. We're just going to go for a tackle. We're against a Kakuna, so this isn't exactly the most scary fight of all time. I think we will manage to fight a Kakuna just fine. Probably. Right, if we manage to lose to this, there would have to be some real shenanigans, like it's holding a Bright Powder, it actually has access to Weedle's Lancet, it gets Poison Sting, it poisons. There'd have to be a lot going for this Kakuna to be able to win. So goodbye, Kakuna. It was nice knowing you. Now, one thing I can say is I do actually have space on the layout for questions of the day. So I will probably include some questions of the day as we go on. But those will usually be about halfway into the episode. I went into the tall grass to survey wild Pokemon when I was suddenly jumped. Saved my hide, thanks a lot. Oh? You're Norman's boy, Glorp. Such a good name. I didn't even realize who you were at first. Grown into quite the young man. I sound like I evolved from a slime. Right? I'm some kind of slime human that's blending in with the rest of society. That's absolutely my character's backstory right now, by the way. For sure. So, Glorp, I've heard so much about you from your father. You really are your father's son. Is he also a slime? Glorp received Trico. No. No. It's not a Trico. It is still a Hawlucha. Okay, it doesn't get randomized again. I was gonna say, that'd be crazy if it got randomized again. That'd be horrible. We do need a name for Hawlucha. There is the obvious choices of, like, you know, Luchador, Lucha Libre, any kind of wrestler name. I don't really want to go down that route. I don't know if I want to have, like, a theme for my Pokemon. We haven't done a theme for all of the Pokemon that we've had on our teams in a while. So choosing to have some kind of theme, like all of our Pokemon starting with the letter B, does sound a little bit silly, and I do like the idea of that. What kind of name do we want to go with that starts with the letter B? If you have any suggestions of Pokemon names that begin with the letter B for any Pokemon in particular, or just a name that you like, feel free to leave them down below. I don't think that's the... Do we want to make that the question of the day? Question of the day. Give me your favorite name beginning with B. Be as creative as you like. I think that's what we're doing for question of the day, as that question of the day is very helpful. You're Yelp. Just so we get an idea of the kind of names that I'm expecting to see, I want people mashing their keyboard after they type the letter B, and I want to have the most unreadable Pokemon names possible. But we're going with Bielp for our Hawlucha name, because this is a silly run. We're being silly. Let's go ahead and head to Route 103 and see May. Sure. All I'm really interested in right now is seeing Pokeballs. What on earth is this? It's a serious-looking machine. A detailed list of Pokemon that inhabit the HOENN region is displayed on the map. Can I use it to see where Pokemon are? That'd actually be kind of cool, to be honest. Although it would defeat the purpose of needing to go out and, like, fill the Pokedex, I guess. Route 101. We do not have Pokeballs yet, so the Nuzlocke has not started. This cannot be our encounter, because we would not have a way of catching it. But Golem is on this route. Interesting. That is a little bit scary for us. I mean, we're not... I guess that's not too bad. We're neutral to Rock. I've honestly got to remember Hawlucha's typing and the way it works, because I do not use Hawlucha on my teams often. Just full stop. Just not a Pokemon that I've often had on my teams. I'd love to get a flying move early so I have a way to hit ghosts. Because if we go up to May and we don't have any way to hit a ghost type, that could be a little bit scary, I won't lie. I think I made it so Rival carries starter through games, so I think she's stuck with a Kakuna now, which is a little bit funny how that's ended up, but it will become a Beedrill eventually. Hi there, I work at the Pokemon Mart. From what I can see, you're a novice trainer, am I right? Okay. Being super kind-hearted as I am, I'm gonna give you useful advice. Oh? What kind of advice could you possibly give? First of all, that's the Pokemon over there. Just look for our blue roof. Uh-huh. Can I have a freebie? Freebie? Potions? Wait, I thought it was just one. I get multiple? Potions can be used at any time, so they can be very useful to have. One thing that is not randomized, I did not randomize shops. I hope. I did set up the stuff for this randomizer, like, over a week ago, I won't lie. So there is a chance that I've forgotten something. But I'm pretty sure I didn't randomize shops, so I think we can still buy Pokeballs. If we have a random shop that sells Pokeballs halfway through the game and we had to solo run with Hawlucha, that's not what's happened. If you're seeing this video, that's not what happened, okay? we have not had that happen. I am curious if we have ourselves actually potions. Okay, we have 11 potions. Okay, that's quite a few. Understood. Interestingly enough, we started with a Salac Berry on this Hawlucha, which has a brave nature, So it would normally be faster. Okay. Okay. Brave isn't the best, but it isn't the worst, right? You get a big benefit out of it from the positive attack nature. Losing some speed could lose a speed tie though, and we could lose the Pokemon, right? There's a positive and a negative. I'll take it. I do value the speed stat quite significantly in all Pokemon games, as going fast is huge. You only sell potions at the moment, so I can't buy Pokeballs, meaning we cannot start the Nuzlocke yet. So if we lose a Pokemon to May, we are still fine. We are still fine. What would we have encountered here? But oh, don't do it to me. Don't. I don't want that. I wish I hadn't seen it. I don't want that. May, do you still have a Kakuna? Let's see if you're going to carry your star. What's in the pond? Let's see, on Route 103, I found this Pokemon, Burmy, and this one too. Because there's multiple Pokemon, so we don't necessarily encounter a Burmy. We're going to encounter a Burmy. We're going to. Okay, I'm going to Lotad. That was one of the other starter choices. We haven't fought her yet. Right, she chooses a starter. The Kakuna was the Zigzagoon. Sorry, I was being dumb. I was thinking about the Kakuna. She's going to carry a Lotad with her throughout the run. That is fine with me. That is completely fine with me. That's fine. That's fine. A late game, you know, Ludicolo is not the scariest thing for an opponent to have. Honestly, I'd be more afraid of the Beedrill, to be honest, because it could poison something. Ludicolo, he's just a jolly little guy. You know, that's fine. Right, we hadn't lost her yet. I don't know why I was thinking she was gonna have a Kakuna. My brain, a little bit melted. To be fair, I did call myself Glorp, so maybe there's some sludge going on in my brain. It was a good battle, thanks. Let me heal up both our pies real quick. Give me your balls, ma'am. Hand them over. I wish to go capture new Pokemon. Also, some of you may have noticed that this game feels like it's progressing a little bit faster than normal. That's because I shook my cartridge really hard in my 3DS, and it opened up an extra option slot in the menu to make the speed 20% faster. So, we're going to be running at 120% speed on this 3DS. Which I don't think is super bad, you know? It's not a game that I'm thinking I'm going to need to, like, slow down and take my time with. This is a rush. This is a bit of a rush. We're going to try and blitz through a little bit of Alpha Sapphire Randomizer. We're going to play some Pokemon Spectrum demo in the future. We're going to play the new Pal World update when that comes out soon. We have got ourselves Pokeballs, so the Nuzlocke has begun. If we lose any Pokemon from here, they are dead forever. And it is time to go ahead and get our running shoes and our encounter. We already have running shoes. Blorp, wait. Waiting. Waiting. Blorp. Blorp. It's like a battle cry. Did you introduce yourself to Professor Birch? Oh, what an adorable Pokemon. You got it from the professor? How nice. You are your father's child, all right. You look good together with a Pokemon. I think that you have your very own Pokemon now. Don't push yourself too hard. If anything happens, you can always come home. I will not. I'm going to be free in the world for horrible things to happen as we go ahead and start collecting our team that will begin with B. Well, who? This is from my dad. He said he forgot to give it to you before. Oh! Right, we do also have the little screen on the top there, so I don't have any, like, team layout for this. Instead, we're going to have a death counter, we're going to have questions of the day, and the team is not going to be on the screen at all times. I don't remember if there's a way to make it so that the team can appear on this little screen over here. Yes, my 3DS has a mouse cursor, actually. It's really cool that they implemented this. I don't remember if there's a way to get the Pokemon team up on this or not. I'm not sure. It might not be. In which case, that is unfortunate, but there's only so much space I have on the screen. And I don't want to completely overload it with stuff. But our first encounter for Route 101 is going to be a fungus. Fungus. I don't even know if I can weaken this. Think it can live a karate chop from level 6? Brave-natured Hawlucha? I don't know. It resists, but also it's a high crit ratio move. Maybe it just gets in a ball. Maybe we're going to be really lucky and it will just get in the first Pokeball nice and easily. It looks like a Pokeball. Maybe it'll like it. It'll be like, oh, this is just home. It does. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, we get ourselves the Foongus. That's fine. That's fine. This is absolutely being called Bungus. That name is already in my mind. All right, it is. This is Bungus. Because that's also what I call the bustling fungus in Risk of Rain. So when I see a mushroom and I'm like, think of a name beginning with B, Bungus is what comes to mind. So you, congrats, Bungus. The positive is it will probably get Spore moves, right? So there's a good chance that we get a catcher out of that. It has Effect Spore. That's nice. It has Absorb, Mild Nature. It's fine. It's fine. That's how I would describe it. I would describe it as completely okay. It is completely okay. I do think I'm gonna slap it into the front for just a moment. Hopefully we can encounter ourselves. Lorp, over here. Hi. See that right there? There's a tail sticking out. There's a Pokemon hiding there. Oh yeah? And look here. If you check your Dex Nav, alright, looks like that Pokemon knows a pretty rare move too. I will not be interacting with the Dex Nav at all because I don't want to try and like choose anything. So I will not be doing anything with this. How am I going to make a circle pad movement on this 3DS that I'm using? How? Notice I don't see a tail sticking out. Am I crazy? I don't see a tail sticking out at all. Illumise. Hi, Illumise. I'm going to KO you now so that we can get a little bit of XP onto Bungus. I don't know how I move a circle pad. I assume there must be a key binding. Sorry to break the illusion a little bit, but I don't have a circle pad on my keyboard. It's fine though. It's fine. We will tackle this Illumise down. Hopefully we just get a crit speed this up. Unfortunately not. That's fine. I may have to take a moment here to see if I can get around this. I also don't know if we need to do this. Can I just run up north, or am I going to get actually locked into doing this? Because I would love to just not. Yelp level 7. Any flying move? No. Okay. Bungus level 3. Good. Every level there is important because that's probably going to be the Pokemon that we need to weaken stuff. Can I just leave? Oh. And then we were free, and we don't have to worry about using the Dex Nav or anything like that ever again, hopefully. I don't remember if there's any other points where that would come up. But for right now, we're going to buy another 10 Pokeballs to get that Premier Ball, and we're going to buy a... I was going to say we buy a couple of potions. We don't really need potions. Honestly, I'm going to grab 4 antidotes, because that should be more than enough, and I guess I'll just get a couple of extra Pokeballs. I know we don't hit the Premier Ball mark, but honestly, these early encounters are pretty important for filling out the team. So having that as an option is nice. I'm going to lead with Foongus here. Please don't be Burmy. Please. Don't be Burmy. Our encounter for Route 103. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's better than a Burmy, that's for sure. I will take a Noivern. Also a Pokemon that I just haven't really used much, to be honest. One of the only Pokemon that I think is primary flying type, right? Supersonic, that's fine. It is level 2. So I don't know if I can hit this. I didn't trust Foongus staying in. I wasn't going to lose Foongus to like a Gust from a Noivern early on. That's just not how I wanted this to go. It's level 2. I'm going to throw a Pokeball and see how many wiggles we get. Not that it really means much, but maybe if it wiggles 3 times, I might just commit to it. Twice, okay. Hurricane at level 2. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Both of my Pokemon are unfortunately weak to flying. We have a good amount of potions. Let's just throw another Pokeball. I don't know how much damage Hurricane's gonna do. It's on level 2. Okay, alright, we don't have to worry about it. Good, good, good. I thought that was gonna go so much worse. Thankfully, it being level 2 does mean it is a bit easier to catch, but still, that was still very lucky. That could have been a very interesting start, but that is... Yeah, primary flying dragon. That is a very cool encounter. What on earth do we call Noivern? This? I was gonna say Bolter, and then I typed R by accident, and now I want to call it Boltrude. This is Boltrude. Specifically Boltrude, not Boltrude. Boltrude. Like Gertrude. Oh god, I've named it a B version of Gertrude. An incredible name, if I do say so myself, for this incredible team that is forming. Let's go ahead and look at you. You have a minus attack plus special defense nature, so calm nature. Yeah, okay, nice. Nice, it has frisk, so it can see the opposing Pokemon's held item. Honestly, this is the only time where this is a useful ability, is in a randomizer, where opposing Pokemon could actually be holding a random held item that may have an impact. For example, if something is holding a Focus Sash, and you're like, oh, I can quickly KO this before it hits me with an Ice Beam, that's useful. So not the worst ability. I will take it. I will take it. Has Hurricane at level 2. Okay. All right. Well, that's terrifying to know, actually. We should keep in mind if we see any Noiverns to be afraid. Understood. What else do we have around here, though? Burn me. I'm hurricaning it. Let me click. I want to click the button. I'm clicking the button. Hurricane him. Don't. You can't protect yourself. Okay. Boltrude is coming for you. All right. No double protect. Hurricane misses. Yeah, and now you're gonna protect again. And yeah, okay. All right. I saw this coming. I saw this coming. This was expected. You know, it's fine. We're gonna use up some of our bad luck by missing the Burmy, right? Okay, all right, good. We use up all of our bad luck missing this Burmy over and over again so that we get the luck when it matters later on, and we make sure that we land it in the important fights. Surely we wouldn't miss 3 times in a row with 70% accuracy. Did it just get the double protect? Why do my games always go like this? What is happening? Stop. Okay, we land her. It only took our entire PP bar to land a Hurricane on a level 2 Burmy, okay? Efficiency. Incredible. It's not even a level. It's not even a level. I'm leaving. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm leaving. We will just walk back down here. Hopefully we can encounter ourselves like the Golem down here or something to get some easier XP. Because I would like it to level up once more before we go ahead and go to Route 103. I think we'll get the Route 103 encounter as well today after we level up this Noivern, just so we can like Supersonic whatever comes out first. I think would actually be quite nice. If this is the Illumise, I might actually try and fight it. Robo Pass. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, we can get some XP from that. I can just go ahead and go to Bielp. These names are gonna get really stupid really quickly, by the way. I've started stupid. There's a couple of, you know, normal names that we can throw in, right? I mean, like there's the Benjamins, there's the Bethanies, there's all sorts of names like that we could do, but those aren't funny, right? We could do them. But that'll be like when I can no longer think of something stupid on the moment, right? We want dumb names beginning with B. So, question of the day, just to reiterate, dumb names beginning with B, please. Boltrude level 3, Boltrude level 4. That's what I wanted, just so that it is, you know, not going to get one shot by whatever we see on the next route, hopefully. And let's see what our Route 102, right, 102, Route 103 is above. Our Route 102 encounter is going to be, to start us off, our 4th team member, Webble. Okay. Okay. I hate this creature. I won't lie, I hate this creature. I'm Supersonicking. No rock-type moves, hopefully. Fury Cutter. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to Supersonic again. Please don't miss. HOENN. We're missing a little bit too much right now. Okay, we're missing a little bit too much for you right now. Please land Supersonic. This is going to start getting actually quite painful. Okay. It can probably live a tackle. I think we're fine to go into Luxxra. Go for a tackle to weaken it down. That's quad-resisted Fury Cutter, so it's fine. We're just going to go for a tackle. It shouldn't KO. Shouldn't even be close to KOing. Yes, baby damage is fine. We can whittle it down. It's just using Fury Cutter, which while it's a very high base power because it's quad-resisted and it's from a level 3 Dwebble, it's actually only doing 1 damage, which is kind of crazy for a max power Fury Cutter to be doing 1 damage per hit. You would think the Luxxra was like a defensive Pokemon, but it is not. Luxxra is a fast physical attacker. It is not a defensive Pokemon. But this shouldn't be too hard to capture, I guess. I suppose, while our team isn't the craziest, we basically have 2 flying types and 2 not so good Pokemon. But that's fine. The good news is it should be very easy to capture. It's also good that it didn't have, like, Rollout, because if it had Rollout and it started getting, you know, up to that 5th tier of Rollout, that would be scary. So thankfully it just has Fury Cutter and there's no, you know, Rollout shenanigans happening from this thing at the moment, which is good. We do get ourselves the encounters. That's the most important thing. Having a team is nice early, just for a little bit of type diversity, even if the 2 Pokemon that we're realistically going to be using are both flying types. Right, so any electric type is a little bit scary for us at the moment. Any ice type's a little bit scary for us. Any rock type is reasonably scary for us. We have a Foongus to deal with rock. We have a Dwebble to deal with ice. Sure. You're Blebble. We're not putting a lot of effort into this one. This one's just Blebble. With 2 Bs. Well, I guess 3 Bs in the whole thing. Do you want an E at the end? Yeah, you get an E at the end. You deserve the E. Blebble. I'm gonna have some real fun with the names in this playthrough. I can already see how this is gonna go as we go on. I can see he's getting really stupid. Will Bunt make a return? Maybe. Maybe. That name is still one of my favorites that I've ever named a Pokemon. But that is our 4 Pokemon, nice and secured. We'll take a brief look at our Blebble that we've picked up. No held items on any of these Pokemon, unfortunately. Does have Sturdy. There is value in that. There is value in the fact that it has Sturdy. I do appreciate that. That's very useful, actually. Bold Nature, so minus attack, unfortunately, but plus defense, so we have a little bit of a wall. A nice physically defensive Pokemon. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not super sad about any of these encounters. Thankfully, we didn't get Burmy. If we got Burmy, that would have been the only encounter that I would have been sad about. But for right now, I think that's where we're going to be wrapping up this first episode. If you guys have enjoyed this first episode of this Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Randomized Nuzlocke, please go ahead and leave a like down below. The first video is always the one that needs the most support, so thank you. If you guys have enjoyed, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado,